Good afternoon, everybody. Always the end of each month, but as you heard, we had a big festival, and I was a little bit busy. So we're going to cover May and June today. We're going to do it real quick because we got a lot of stuff done. I wanted to start with public improvements. We've made a lot of great public improvements in just the last couple months. Some of them are still taking effect, so the full force of those improvements will be felt in time. But to start, we've done about $426,000 of public improvements. If you start with, as you know, you may have heard, we've upgraded. We are in the process of upgrading 63 street lights to LEDs from Noble Street to West 15th Street and along West 15th Street up to Mural Park. That will make the area safer. That'll make the area brighter. That will take a couple months for all the lights to be installed. So we're excited about that. That was a good public safety goal, a good aesthetic goal, light the place up at night. As you know, we finished resurfacing West 15th Street. We had the ribbon cutting for it just a couple weeks ago, so that's awesome. That road looks so good, and on that road you'll find History Making Coffee Shop, one of the newest businesses of Main Street, Anniston. We're really excited for General Jackson and Called Coffee, everyone working together on that project. So go check them out. They're on West 15th Street. I think it's 503 West 15th Street. I might be a little off, but that's close. You'll see it if you go there, at least, so check them out. But anyway, we've upgraded the lights. We finished resurfacing West 15th. We have, we just had shipped in, oh, here we go, 6 customer parking signs. Hooray, right? Hooray indeed, though. These are important because for our retail businesses, you know, parking can become an issue on Noble Street. And so for businesses like the furniture outlet, that if you're going to go buy furniture and you need to be in front of the building to load it, these signs are important. So we have 6 of them. We're going to start with the businesses that do not have great public parking access first, and then we will go on an as-needed basis. So we've gotten those in. They will be out and about soon. We repaired the warped bike rack in front of Jennifer Weems' building, or maybe that's not it. One of the attorneys down there. There's a bike rack. We got that fixed. We have pressure washed about 85 to 90% of Noble Street. It was a lot of hard work. Thank you to all the volunteers with Anniston Changers and Cornerstone Church and everyone else that came out to help us do that. We're really appreciative. It was looking really good for the Noble Street Festival. Thank you to Downing & Sons, who donated a lot of beautiful flowers that we used. We did landscaping. We were able to landscape the planter at 930 Noble and some on East 11th. A couple others throughout town. Put down some mulch. Looks real good. Very proud of that. And we painted the city trash cans that were out on Main Street. Gave them a fresh paint job. So altogether, all those investments, $426,649.64. So we're going to keep at it. We're going to keep investing and working hard. Now, let's see on the agenda. I'm going to talk to you about events. Yes, the events. The events have been great, and that's because Carla Eden is the best event coordinator. She does a super job. Maybe you saw the Noble Street Festival. Guys, tremendous. What a great team effort. Thank you to Sonny King, to Wounded Warriors, Combat Park, to Mr. Dance Plumbing, to everybody who volunteered for Relay for Life, for their great volunteers and the causes that they stand for. To Marilyn and the race team, goodness gracious, she put on a great Sonny King criterium, so congratulations to her. We had roughly 8,500 people at the festival. 2 years ago when we last had it, the reports were 3,000. So we have increased the attendance at the festival by a really large amount. We're really excited about that. And next year is the 20th anniversary of the Noble Street Festival, so be sure to be there. It will be great. A festival of that size has a very large economic impact on the area. A lot of the vendors did very well. Some with sales as high as 2,000. And so that's what we're about here at Main Street, is to put on great events that give everyone a great economic opportunity to succeed and a social opportunity to get to know one another, right? It was so great seeing so many smiling faces last weekend, and I'm just so thankful to everyone who made it happen. We also had our first Fourth Friday. It was a BMX stunt show, and that was wild. We had about 1,000 people out there for that. We had vendors, we had a car show. That was so much fun again. Great job, Carla. The BMX stunt show, if you missed it, man, to see them go up those ramps on Noble Street, like under the street lights hanging over, is wild. Wacky Wednesdays have been a major hit. We will continue doing Wacky Wednesdays every Wednesday in July. We've done them all the way through June. They're a great time. Every Wednesday is in Park from 10:30 to 12:30, and you can there's a live animal show. There are fun little vendors. There's bounce houses. It's a great time for the kids. We got the splash pad too is in Park, so those have been going really well. We've had a couple Main Street socials, which are really important for building a good, strong social business network down on Main Street. Those are events that we hold at different businesses on Main Street. We've had one at Rosalie's. We've had one at Downing & Sons. And business owners get to come over after hours. We hang out and chat, get to know one another, and see what we can do to help out where we can. Speaking of events, I will mention coming up, ooh, check that out. Doesn't that look super fun? Because it's going to be super fun. This is our second, fourth Friday, and this is going to be on the 23rd, July 23rd. It will start at 6 p.m. on Main Street, on Noble Street. And as you can see, we're going to have a car drive-in. We're going to have vendors again. There'll be vendors. There'll be fun activities and things for the little ones. And we're going to have authentic fire dancers. How cool is that? It's a luau. They're going to spit fire and spin fire and do all kinds of really cool dances and stuff. It'll be a really neat experience because this is something you can't see everywhere. You usually have to travel a pretty far distance to see something like this. So we're excited to keep great programming coming to Main Street because events are how you get people down there and show them, hey, this is a beautiful, fun, safe place. I should invest my money. And you should. You're right. So the last thing I'll touch on before we wrap up here, well, actually there's a couple things. Real quick, let me go over some of the other. We've had a couple ribbon cuttings, as you know, still on events. We opened the Salvation Army's thrift store. Check them out. That's at 420 Noble Street, I believe. The Freedom Riders National Monument, you can go in there. There are exhibits now. That's on Gurney Avenue, right across from Downing & Sons. Photomania is open. They're great, guys. They have all these different partitions and photo booths. And if you're like me and you're on camera a lot or you like to take pictures, this is a great place to go with some of your friends. This is a family-friendly business. It's definitely for youth, definitely for people. It's like a selfie studio. It's really cool. There are ring lights already in there. Go check them out. Bree Christopher owns it, so shout out for that new business. We got a shoe clinic, Alvin Miller. Get your shoes repaired on Noble Street. You heard it here first. Beautiful building. And as I mentioned, the History Making Coffee Shop, General Jackson, is always making history, so we're very excited about that. Lastly, we will go over just some miscellaneous accomplishments that we have done. There's been a lot going on. We've been very busy. We cleaned up some of the graffiti on the parking deck near the big BBVA building. It always kind of comes back like a weed, but we did make an effort to clean up the most obscene stuff that was out and visible. We had several ribbon cuttings, as I mentioned. We performed a traffic counting study. You might be surprised to know Noble Street averages about 20,000 vehicles a week, about 2,500 a day. So very cool there. Very shows you we can increase that number, and it's going to increase when the courthouse comes. That's a pretty solid number to start. We fixed a drainage issue with the, out on Noble Street for one of the business owners. We were recertified and reaffiliated with Main Street, Alabama, because we completed our memorandum of understanding and all the goals and objectives therein. So that was great. The string lights are now on permanently on Main Street. So for Christmas, we'll do something even more grand. But I love the way those lights look. I think at night it's a great appeal and allure to the area and really complements the historic features of those buildings. So we were happy to make that change. The old tattered ABC 3340 sign that was on the side of the radio building, we got it down. That's a big one. If you live here, you know that sign's been there forever. It's not there anymore. It looks much better. We, on August 10th, we will be getting the first draft of our 5-year strategic plan. This will be excellent. Plans. Let's look at real quick just some future plans that we're working on. As you can see right here, this is a mini arch. This is a little baby one, but we are working. One of the things we'd like to do, I'd like to do, would be to construct these arches life-size. And if you wonder what that might look like, it looks a little bit like this. So we want to construct these arches. We've already had the engineering drawings done. As you can see, these are very complicated things that I don't quite understand, but the engineers do. So we would love to put one over 9th and Noble and maybe 15th and Noble, or on 15th, one on 15th, one on Noble Street. I think these arches would be a great gateway into the area. I'd also like to see them lit, but one thing at a time, right guys? So that's one of our plans. As you can see, pretty cool right there. We're working hard on that. We have been approved for a mural. I'm just determining where we want it, and we're going to slow walk it because this will be our first new mural in a long time. And so I want to make sure that when it's put up in the right spot. But as you can see, this is a rough draft of that. Pretty nice design right there, and it'll be a pretty large one, but we want to make sure it stands the test of time. And so in order to do that, we need to make sure that we take care of it and put it in a safe place. But so be on the lookout. That'll be on the way. And the last thing I want to show everybody, we've been working on some rendering with a landscape architect, Amy Smith. This is 11th and Noble, right there. What I want to do is, I think the mistake we maybe made in the past is trying to go all parking lot or all park. I think this is really important parking right here, and as you can see, nothing will change with the parking. You'll still be able to park here. The changes would be the pavilion, where that big planter is now, and there would be a stage back here against the back wall, kind of where Courthouse Cafe is. And this would be great because there'll be lights, and you can have your music on stage there, and people chilling in this parking lot under the pavilion. Plus, it'll connect to the new county courthouse and federal courthouse, create an alleyway onto Noble Street. Personally, I love the trees. We're going to get a couple up. I'd like to have them all the way down Main Street. But again, one thing at a time. So those are some of our plans. Those are what we've been up to, what we've accomplished. Be sure to come on down to Wacky Wednesday next Wednesday at Zen Park at 10:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. There'll be tons for the little kids to do, so come on out and have a good time. As I mentioned, 4th Friday is on the way. So if you want to be a vendor, you can reach out to Carla Eden at 256-371-3711. You can always visit our webpage on the city's website. You just go to www.annistonal.gov and then go to departments, Main Street Anniston. You'll see a calendar of all of our events. Follow us on Facebook, all kinds of other things. We're working hard. We got big dreams. Good things are coming. Let's keep working at it. It's going to take a village. We can't do it ourselves. We need y'all. Together, we can do it all. So I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. I'm the director for Main Street Anniston. I will see you later.